The sun beat down on their small house. Dust swirled in the air. Inside, a young boy named Thomas sat with his mother and sister. They were poor. Their clothes were worn. Food was scarce. Thomas's father was gone. He had been a soldier, a brave man. He fought to protect their country from dangerous criminals. But war is cruel. He never came home. Thomas missed his father terribly. He remembered his father's stories of bravery. He remembered his father's strong hands and warm smile. Most of all, he remembered his father's words. "Be brave, son. Do what is right." Their small town was kind, but life was hard without a father. Thomas's mother worked long hours. His sister helped where she could. Thomas dreamed of the day he could ease their burden. Every day, Thomas walked past the town square. In the center stood a statue. It was his father, frozen in stone, a hero. People spoke of his father with reverence. They called him a savior, a protector. The weight of his father's legacy felt heavy on Thomas's young shoulders. He knew he could never truly fill his father's shoes. He was just Thomas, a boy with a family to care for. One day, an old man stopped Thomas in the square. He had known Thomas's father in the army. "Your father," the old man said, his voice gruff but kind. "He was a good man. He always said you were the bravest person he knew." Thomas clung to those words. They were a spark of warmth in his heart. He might not be a soldier, but he could be brave in his own way. He could work hard for his family. He could make his father proud. Thomas's mother often spoke of his father. She told stories of his kindness, his humor, and his unwavering courage. "He never hesitated to help those in need," she would say, her voice filled with a mix of sadness and pride. One story in particular stood out in Thomas's mind. It was about a dangerous mission against a group of ruthless criminals. His father volunteered for the mission, knowing the risks. He fought with bravery and skill, protecting his fellow soldiers. During the final confrontation, his father was severely wounded, but even in pain, he continued to fight, ultimately leading his team to victory. He saved countless lives that day, sacrificing his own for the greater good. Thomas listened to these stories with rapt attention, his heart swelling with a mixture of grief and pride. He knew his father was a true hero, not just in death, but in life as well. Life was a struggle, but Thomas never gave up. He helped his mother in the fields. He did odd jobs for neighbors. Every penny earned was a victory. Sometimes when he was working in the fields, he would find his father's old things, a worn leather belt, a dented canteen. Each object held the echo of his father's presence. One day he found a small wooden box tucked away in the attic. Inside, nestled in faded velvet, was a medal. It was his father's medal for bravery. Thomas held it in his hand, feeling its weight. It was a tangible reminder of his father's sacrifice. He showed the medal to his mother and sister. Tears welled up in their eyes, but they were tears of pride. They remembered the man, not just the hero. In those quiet moments, they felt a closeness to him, as if he were there with them in spirit. One evening, while helping his mother in their small garden, Thomas had an idea. "What if we plant an orchard?" he asked. "We could sell the fruit and make a better living." His mother was hesitant. It was a big risk. They barely had enough to survive, let alone start an orchard. But Thomas was determined. He worked tirelessly, clearing the land, planting seeds, nurturing the young trees. The orchard became his passion. He poured all his energy into it. He learned everything he could about fruit trees, from grafting to pruning. He talked to the old farmers in town, seeking their advice and wisdom. The community, remembering his father's sacrifice, rallied around him. They offered a helping hand, sharing their knowledge, tools, and encouragement. The orchard became a symbol of hope, a testament to the community's spirit. Years passed. The trees grew tall and strong. Spring brought forth a profusion of blossoms, transforming the orchard into a sea of white and pink. The air was filled with the sweet scent of hope. Thomas worked tirelessly, tending to his trees with care and dedication. He faced setbacks, of course. There were droughts, pests, and late frosts. But he never lost faith. He persevered, drawing strength from his father's memory and the support of his community. Finally, the day arrived. The trees were laden with ripe, juicy fruit. Apples, pears, peaches, and plums bursting with flavor. The orchard had borne fruit, a testament to Thomas's hard work and determination. Word spread throughout the town about the bountiful harvest at Thomas's orchard. People flocked to buy his fruit, eager to support the young man who had shown such resilience and dedication. The townspeople saw in Thomas the reflection of his father, the same work ethic, the same quiet strength. They were proud of him, not just for the success of his orchard, but for the man he had become. Thomas, in turn, was grateful for their support. He knew he couldn't have done it alone. The orchard was as much theirs as it was his. It was a symbol of their shared history, their collective spirit, and their enduring hope. With each passing season, the orchard flourished. It provided more than just fruit. It brought the community together. Families gathered there for picnics under the shade of the trees. Children played amongst the blossoming branches. Thomas watched it all with a heart full of contentment. He had found his purpose, his own way to honor his father's legacy. He had created something lasting, something that brought joy and sustenance to his community. He made sure to always offer a portion of his harvest to those in need. He remembered his family's struggles and believed everyone deserved a taste of sweetness in their lives. Years later, Thomas stood in the town square, gazing at his father's statue. He was no longer a boy burdened by grief, but a man filled with quiet pride. He had faced hardship with courage, just like his father. He had found his own way to serve his community. The orchard thrived, a testament to his dedication. The fruit it bore was a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, life finds a way. As he looked at his father's statue, he no longer felt the weight of legacy, but the warmth of inspiration. He had forged his own path, honoring his father's memory by living a life filled with purpose, integrity, and love for his community. His father's bravery lived on, not just in the annals of war, but in the heart of his son.